We're live on the Greg and Justin Show. Tonight we're talking Jerry D coming on the show later. How to creep hard on teens while being discreet about it and getting roasted by a burger chain.
Even when I'm away, OT, there's never much love.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Yeah, there we go.
I can listen to that song all day, every day, for the rest of my 30 years old age.
It may have been the first time I heard it today. Anyway, it's cool.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Justin and Greg Show. Oh, we've got a new hashtag. I gotta talk about this.
Uh-oh.
We're now going with T-Jags because apparently there's some NFL football team that uses hashtag Jags, and that's
Oh,
lame.
Jacksonville. Come on.
T-Jags.
We
Let
actually
it up.
reached out to them to see if we could negotiate the use of the hashtag. They didn't get back to us.
No, that's good. Big day on Twitter today, I would say.
Big day.
I know. Yeah.
Like
Jerry,
for us personally?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Jerry
right.
D tweeted you back. Tell us about that.
So my boy Jerry D, we go way back. We met him last year at the Gathering. It was this marketing conference. He was emceeing. I reached out to him and said, hey, let's do it together. We've got great chemistry. If you know him, he's on CTV, Mr. Jerry D show. He's funny. He's very
CBC.
dry. What did I say, CTV?
Yeah.
CBC, Mr. Jerry D show.
It is a great show.
So on my Twitter feed
pretty
today,
funny.
one of my top posts was Jerry D saying, hey, I'm coming to the Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver. I'm like, lame. Come to Regina, Jerry. So my boy Jay, we'll call him Jay, even though it's G.
Yeah.
He tweets me back and says, hey, Greg, I'm going to be there in April. And I said, Jerry, we're getting lunch. We're getting lunch, and I'm having you on the show. And so Jerry D is going to come on the show in April for his, when he comes out for the
now,
thing.
there's probably 18 of you right now who are watching on your phone and your iPad, and you have your computer. So use one of those devices to go to Twitter, find Greg's tweet, and let's retweet it, and let's get Jerry on the show.
We need your help, guys.
Come in April.
The TJAG Nation.
Hashtag TJags.
We need your help. We actually are completely serious. Though.
Yeah, we are actually.
Jerry, if you're watching the show,
Yeah.
you're not Madonna, you're not Beyonce, you're not Bono. So we can acknowledge that, which means
Come. I mean,
it's not above you, Jerry.
I don't want to say this, but
Jerry. Oh, wrong.
Jerry's got about 130,000 Twitter followers. If we set up the Justin and Greg Show Twitter account, I'm pretty sure by April we know who would have more. So I'm just saying.
Jerry
So,
D has 130,000.
I think I see right now 350,000 people have tuned into our live broadcast.
Yeah. So Jerry, we want to share the TJAGs Nation with you. So get back to us. Help us out, TJAGs. Share this episode even.
Yeah.
Get the word out there. We need
Tag
all of
Jerry D. We should start a whole other. I don't like long hashtags. Anyway, Jerry D coming on the show in April. That is a 68% promise.
Boom. I like that. What they say, 68% of things are made up.
Stats on the spot.
Something like that. Speaking of things not made up on the spot, you got a gift.
I did get a gift.
Now, I'm just going to give it to you because this is kind of your thing.
Hold it. This is the triangle of creepiness. Snapchat spectacles. I'm actually amazed how many people on Snapchat don't know about these, but they are glasses where when I hit this, you'll probably see a little light spinning around right here. And there's a camera right here, and it provides a first-person point of view that is exclusive to Snapchat. And it's been very interesting. I was just in the coffee shop today, and I had them on. This girl said that they were kind of creepy because, you know, you're just like walking
can't see your
around and
eyes.
you're filming people. You can't see my eyes, and I'm filming you. So, you know, maybe I'm not so, you know, could be a good thing.
Yeah, I get a bit worried about them because they kind of, like, is it just the one color and the one style?
No, you can get 3 different colors. They come in, like, I think like a blue and kind of a pinky and a black. 1 out of every 1,000 comes translucent. Now, here's the thing about these. I think it's actually one of the most brilliant marketing things Snapchat has done to date. You can only get them at one store in New York, and it's like this kiosk where you go up to this big giant machine and it dispenses Snapchat spectacles.
Cool.
But I was talking with a friend who had a friend in New York that was going to pick him up a pair, and he went an hour after it opened, and the line was 6 blocks long, that you wait 10 to 14 hours in line to get a pair.
Wait a minute. So this is a kiosk, like a vending
It's a
machine?
kiosk. They've opened a store, and inside there's a kiosk or a vending
How
machine.
slow is this vending machine? Like, just put in the button, you got one option, I want the Snapchat spectacles, and it pops out. Like I can get a Snickers faster than I can get that.
It's genius because they're creating this huge buzz around people that want the Snapchatty spectacles, and you can only get them in one place, and they're moving the machine around to different places. But my boy Dan is driven, got these for me. He bought them off eBay, but when he bought them, they were much cheaper. Now they are, so if you go to the store, I think they're $130 US or maybe $150 US.
Wow.
Right now on eBay, they're up to $6.99 or $5.99 US to get a pair.
So why do you still have them?
Because they're awesome.
That's
If
like
you
some
don't follow me on
pizza.
Snapchat, Ghosty, Justin Rivas, it's a pretty cool feature, and if you haven't done this yet, just like twist your phone around. It looks super cool.
Now that's the coolest thing for me as a viewer. I watch your stories once in a while when they're good.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you can, like it films a 360 thing.
Yeah,
and
it
so
does.
you can like turn your phone.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of different.
It's cooler, and way cooler than the 360-degree video. They come with this case that charges them. You get like 4 full charges, because when they're in the cold, the battery's like this small, and in Canadian winters, they
don't do so well.
don't last very
So
long.
seriously, you've been using these for about a week.
Yeah.
Has it changed your perspective on Snapchat? Has it kind of because for me, when I'm doing a Snap story, I want to tell a story front and back and flip the cameras back and forth. But you're locked into first person.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. I've been trying to like pull the glass off and talk to them, and I'm still figuring it out, but it's cool, and you can snap and drive safely. So don't snap and drive unless you got the spectacles.
Wow. So that's an endorsement that I'm not sure I can get behind. But we'll find out next week. Tune in.
If you're still alive.
Yeah, we should. Do we want to raffle off those Snap?
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
sorry, not my place.
Okay, maybe we'll say that if you share this, you can win them, but we won't.
Win them. No, but you can
Okay.
win a Brewed Awakening gift card.
And somebody didn't claim their mugs, Christelle Eddy. So you snooze, you lose.
Yeah.
How sweet are these?
Let's do that instead. Lumberjacks YQR. If you haven't gone, it's after Christmas, so they do have some capacity to get in there, toss your hatchets around, learn a new skill set, and well,
Kinda
it's
feel
gonna get cold.
awesome.
Yeah, it's getting cold tonight, so you can learn to chop wood
Oh yeah, there you
for
go.
the wood
in
stove
case
you probably don't have.
in case what happens.
Yeah, for your grandma's wood stove.
Anyway, share our share a little, share the
Yeah,
love.
they're back on. So if you share our episode today, you get these one of a kind almost.
They may or may not turn water into wine.
That's yet to be seen. So okay, so Snapchat
Next
spectacles off.
Anyway,
Off-list.
interesting, very interesting thing.
Someone had a birthday.
Someone did have a birthday.
Someone's having a birthday. So who's having a birthday?
You know what? Today is my last day of my 20s. In like T-minus 3 hours, I'll be joining.
Oh, you are.
the 30 Club.
Okay, so let's have a quick little
Happy
hit here.
birthday to you.
Justin, what are you going to miss about being like in the 20s? Like 30 is a big deal. A whole new decade, responsibility, bills.
I think it's funny when you have your 10-year wedding anniversary before you turn 30. So that happened. In
I would
December,
love to know
so.
how many of you watching the show can say the same thing, because that's actually a pretty cool
Yeah,
claim
it's
to
kind of
fame.
bizarre. It is kind of cool, and I don't recommend getting married young for everybody, because frankly, when I look at 19-year-olds, I'm just like, no, but some reason it worked for us.
You were married at 19.
19. I turned 22 weeks later, but yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to moving into the next decade of your life?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not one of those. I don't think I'm one of those people that I'll wake up feeling any different tomorrow. I'm very, very thankful for my 20s. And a lot of amazing stuff happened and a lot of really cool people. I'd say especially in this last year has been so outstanding that all I wanted to do was invite all of Regina to my birthday party. And I couldn't, but there's still going to be a lot of people because we have
But you
capacity
can.
issues. I can.
You can.
All right, it is Saturday, 7 o'clock, Greg's house. I will post the address here.
Oh, that
Show up there.
backfired. Shoot. I'm sure my wife.
Okay, somebody else has another birthday though.
It
Not just
is-
about me.
I'm sad to say it's one of my best friends.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
The iPhone turned 10.
10
I think-
years.
Actually, today I think was their birthday. 10 years with the iPhone, and I was thinking back on the impact of this ridiculous device.
It's crazy.
When the first one came out, my brother drove. I think it was almost to Seattle. We lived in Calgary. He drove to Seattle. And I was calling from Calgary, talking to salesmen at AT&T because they were exclusive back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. You could only get
And
them
I'm
on
like
AT&T.
negotiating, like, hey, this guy's coming down, he wants to buy one, and some guy made a mistake and said he'd sell him one, because that always happens. So he sold me, came back, and had like this iPhone 1 he had to hack and put on the Rogers network somehow.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
And like that first iPhone was awful. Like, I mean, revolutionary. But if you actually like look at one now, I have like an old iPod Touch with the same resolution screen. Oh, it's terrible.
It's bad.
Like the screen is dim and it's so low resolution. The first iPhone didn't even have GPS. Like it could kind of try and figure out bounce off Wi-Fi network, but it was like so inaccurate and so horrible. But I remember when BlackBerry was talking about when they saw the iPhone, is they went, like, before they were making phones and they realized that Apple had created a computer that fit in a phone, and they kind of knew that they were done at that moment. They tried for a very long time, but...
Well, and you have the famous Steve Ballmer, like, laughing at it.
Yeah.
Steve Ballmer, the CEO of Microsoft, being like, that's not a thing. And now we all look back in hindsight and saying, like, what a moment for us. Like, our generation, that's like the computer moment for us. Or the car moment for my great-great-great-grandmother.
Yeah.
You know, like, it changed the world as we know it.
Absolutely.
And now I complain when I get an iPhone, like, oh, it's thinner and it's HD, double speak. Oh,
Can you
come on,
imagine
where's the
going back
innovation,
to, like,
you guys?
okay, so what was your first phone? And that's a question we're asking you viewers that we want to hear from you. What was your first phone? Preferably with a picture of it. Get Googling right now. Find a picture of it and post it in the comments if you can do that. I think you can.
Yeah, you totally can. There's going to be a couple of you who agree with me on this.
Yeah.
My first phone, and I was late to the game, was the Motorola Razr.
Oh,
Because everyone had one. I wanted the sexy little, like, you know, like, hey, I'm a CEO phone.
Yeah.
And my favorite part about that, if you're a cop, turn off the volume. I could text and drive without taking my hand off the wheel or my eyes off the road. Because I had, like, the T9 thing, and I just knew it. I knew how to the shortcuts, and I kind of want to go back to that to see if, you know, we can change the log. Like, if you're T9 and it's okay, but if
Totally.
you're a smartphone and you can't.
I remember having friends who, they were so good at it, they could leave your phone in the pocket. And from, like, they would say, I'll text you anything you want. And they would be able to navigate in their, which looked awkward, but navigate in their pocket, being able to pull up your contacts, send you the thing, write the message, and without taking out. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
But
I miss it.
for me, the Razr was my second phone. The first one was like one of these like Nokia candy bar phones with the like black and white display.
Indestructible.
It had the snake game on
I
it
know the
that
ones.
you could do. And like the battery lasted like a week.
They last forever. Like, I actually think they don't know how to destroy those things.
Yeah. I think the crazy thing, when you talk about texting and driving, back then we didn't know that it was such a bad idea, but I literally remember times where sitting there, I was like, I don't remember driving the last 10 blocks. Like,
Yo, I
so
did that
bad.
before too.
It was so bad.
You're like, oh, how did I get here?
Yeah.
That couldn't have been a good thing. You know?
Yeah, it was so
Like,
bad.
what do you tell a cop? You crash. It's like, what? Well, what happened? Like, I don't actually know. You know, get out of the car. What are you on, kid?
Razr was iconic. You remember those like commercials and the ads where it was like stuck in things? Man, that was good. And really,
Sexy phone.
it seemed so thin back then.
Yeah, I think it was.
It's not that thin.
You don't think?
No, I did end up with the Razr 2 for like 2 weeks, and then I left that and my new iPod video and the faceplate for my car in the console of my car,
But
and
you
that was the
lost.
day that they broke in and stole it all. It was awful, but
It's a big
that was a little
loss.
thinner. But I mean, it's thin, but it's not. Anyway, interesting.
If you have an iPhone 1, let us know, because I'm curious. I would. That's a
iPhone-
relic piece. Like the original iPhone.
2G? It wasn't even 3G.
It was iPhone. Yeah, 3G was the second one.
First iPhone was
iPhone. Regular.
yours. What number was yours? Your first one.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
your
first
one.
iPhone. iPhone 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember where I was when it came out. I was in university, not listening to the professor. I'm sorry. And I was blown, like, retina screen.
Yeah.
Double glass. And I'm like, just take my money that I don't have yet. That I like bring my bottles in and
Yeah.
work at McDonald's or wherever it was.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Those were the days.
Changed my life.
3GS. It was my first day ever working in an advertising agency, and I came on the first day. Derek Leverington, you're amazing. Nobody had iPhones, and he convinced them that was the first time they bought an iPhone for an employee.
Oh, work bought you one.
Work bought me one.
Yo,
And then I got an iPhone 4, and I went on a trip, and I lost it.
stings.
Like 4 days after I got it.
If you're working at a place right now and your work will buy you an iPhone, let me know. We gotta talk.
Perfect.
Next segment. It's a new segment we're gonna try out called
Are you serious?
You do it like the Joker, like, are you sure? Watch this.
Why so serious? That wasn't good.
We're gonna try it out. It's gonna be one of our things that we see every week that we're
Mhm.
like, are you serious? This week, if you watched the hashtag Golden Globes last night, why? Like, are you serious? Like, we're still like talking about this? There was an election. We're past it. Like, let's move on, guys.
I know.
Like, Meryl Streep, you are arguably the greatest actor of our time, possibly ever.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. But it's kind of like, I wish people, like, it's done. Why do we keep going back to it? And seriously, Trump? Seriously.
Well, and that's why we keep going back. Because this
Seriously,
guy,
I know. It's like,
they elected a president.
It's
that you can
hilarious.
tweet and say, "Hey, I think you're
know.
you're weird and weirdly shaped too." And he's like, "What?
you are the worst late night Facebook television host. Terrible. No talent, not going to amount to anything. That's how it would tweet back.
Yeah, like you're." It's so sad. So I'm just like, are you guys serious? We still got to
Yeah.
deal with this? Like,
Let's move on.
there's better things to move on to. Like, if you haven't seen it, the Wendy's
God.
Twitter account.
Have you guys seen this? If it's a burger chain who they have a team of people who are hilarious and just roast people and come up with funny memes and do everything all day long.
It is. I don't know how to describe it, because if you go to the Twitter account and you see some of these things, like they said, hey, Wendy's.
I've got a good one right off the top of my head.
What is it?
They were like, Wendy's, roast me. And then they responded, get one of your 51 followers to roast you.
That's funny.
Funny.
Right?
And the guy's like, basically, screw you guys and go to Burger King. And then they're like, now you're just punishing yourself. Like, what kind of big corporation can get away with saying that? Wendy's Twitter account.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, what's the cost of a Big Mac? Your dignity. You know, I'm like, oh, that's sassy.
Spent 20 minutes 2 nights in a row, maybe on the can, maybe not, just reading Wendy's tweets over and over and over again because they're so funny. All you do is like scroll and watch the ones for lots of retweets and favorites. They're golden. Golden, golden, golden. I think the phrase on the top though is something like they're saying kind of like our burger is better than you would expect for a Twitter account. Feels off brand for me. I don't know how you're
The sassy redhead?
yeah, like that isn't. I don't typically see Dave in the commercials roasting.
No,
his
if you're a
followers,
redhead, you
like-
have to be sassy because you get picked on all the time. So you got to spit it to survive.
I think Wendy's has kind of been all over the map where they had like the older red, like she was like in her 20s redhead, and
Yeah.
they had the girl red. They literally need like a crazy gingery redhead to follow their Twitter account, and whoever's leading their Twitter accounts just lead their whole new brand strategy.
So here's my question: Is it right? Are they making the right decision by having like these wicked writers behind, just like sending
Yeah.
lasers to everyone?
I mean, I don't know that I haven't gone to Wendy's since I've done it. It did remind me how delicious junior bacon cheeseburgers are, though.
Or the bacon mushroom melt? Please come year round, please.
I don't know what they are now, but like when JBC's used to be like $1.39, you'd like load up on 3 or 4 of them, and like they're so good. So that reminded me of that. I still haven't been there. I don't know. Like I think the problem is that it's out. Like it's like the Wendy's brand is here, and they are way over out in left field. I guess left field's over here. I don't know. I struggle with it.
Because it's kind of like the Kim Kardashian thing where all press is good press, but people
Yeah.
ascribe to that. In this case, I would say, like, yeah. Like, I don't know anyone who's going to be like a brand like purist of Wendy's. Like, no, she's 8 years old. She only uses like certain words. You know what I
She
mean?
would
Like,
never say, anyway, yeah.
It's, as far as I'm concerned, I love to laugh. You know this.
Yeah.
Make me laugh. Like, I will be
Yeah.
back like tonight. And for me, top of mind, I don't have a Wendy's in my part
absolutely.
of town in Regina. And it made me think about, maybe I should drive to Wendy's and get that bacon mushroom melt that I want.
I think it's working. I just think it's weird, but it's kind of working. So great on that team. Great on whoever signed off on being able to do that. I love when brands show courage, even if they look at this and go, it's not the right move. I appreciate that they tried something, and they're definitely the coolest fast food chain on Twitter, bar none. And
Yeah, and to your point, how many brands out there are we not talking about
I know.
that if they did it right or wrong?
Yeah.
Almost all of them. So props to you, Wendy's, for being in the news today.
Yeah.
Next question. Is television dead? Now, you're not watching this on TV unless you're streaming it to your TV. This is Facebook Live.
Facebook
And we
Live.
chose this platform because CTV didn't offer us enough money to do that shit.
I'm kind of hoping that at some point somebody's like, okay, how much for the show? We'll just buy you and put you on TV. And then we'll be like, screw you guys, we're Facebook.
Yeah, like, it's... like, I don't know anyone, and that's not like fair,
Yeah.
like this is what the world is, that can sit down and watch a show live. I don't know. Like, we watched the Golden Globes live. We watched the national
Yeah.
championships sports last
Yeah.
night. Go Clemson. Oh. But, like, during the Clemson thing last night,
Yeah.
there was commercials for TV
Yeah.
shows. Then I'm like, really? Like, does Michael Bay make every TV show for these things?
I think the other thing too is like when you work in advertising and marketing like we do, we actually probably even watch more commercials than the average person.
I totally do.
Because we're curious, but
I drive and listen to the radio I don't want to, but I
Yeah.
do for the commercials.
yeah. So CNBC, they did some research about how mobile phone usage during primetime TV, peaks during primetime television, spikes every commercial. But the other one that I found fascinating was they polled people to find out what are you doing while you're watching TV. And 90% of people were doing something else. Only 10% were actually sitting and just watching TV. Everybody else was like on another device or doing dishes or doing something. Like only half listening, like 90% of people. I think that's a problem.
Oh, it's a massive problem. And that's why, like, like my wife is a good example of that. She'll put on a show because she binge watches stuff and just listens to it. It's kind of like a radio show. And I've actually driven and put a show on my speakers and just kind of let it go. And you listen to it while you drive and you go through it. And the next thing I know, I'm at my destination. It kind of consumes you. But
for me, when I was going into December, I wanted to watch the World Juniors on TSN. Like
the one where we lost.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
But
it was something where, like, that's something that I actually was getting excited about wanting to be able to watch. The problem is, I don't have cable, and I'm not getting cable. And so I was trying to find a way, you know, honestly, I maybe have texted a couple of friends, like, hey, can I borrow your SaskTel username and password? Greg, he didn't have it, or he wouldn't share it. Anyway, so it didn't work out. I think you were borrowing from somewhere else.
You gotta earn that. You gotta earn that.
But in the end, what happened was, I just didn't watch the World Juniors. I just didn't watch it. And for me, that's a problem when I'll gladly pay for it. I want to be able to get at it, but I'm not getting cable, so I simply didn't watch it.
Yeah, and that's the same route I take. And I mean, we know this, we're cord cutters, but what I want to know is, what do you tell people that are selling TV ads or clients are like, I need to be on TV? And I know that in Saskatchewan, we're a bit late on that. We still have a pretty high install base of television, but like that's got to be a tough spot because the way I describe it is, TV is becoming like radio. Like it'll always exist.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just doesn't have the value that it used to have.
Yeah.
Whereas your smartphone is like the new
absolutely.
golden
This
medium.
is everything. Like just look at where's the attention. And if you go look at a lot of people's living rooms while they're watching TV, they're on this at the same time they're watching TV or they're doing something else. And so I don't think that TV doesn't have value and advertising on TV doesn't have value. It just didn't have the same value that it did 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And the prices for commercials haven't gone down.
They've gone up.
They go up. And so I struggle with that, but I'm not just talking about TV. YouTube pre-roll ads. Do you know who watches the most YouTube pre-roll ads in this house?
In this house?
In this house.
Your kids.
Are like almost 1-year-old and are 1.5-year-old.
Because they can't skip.
Because they can't skip. And we put on Sesame Street songs on YouTube and they can't skip. So they're watching them and I'm laughing. I'm like, that advertiser just paid, that advertiser just paid. I'll tell you, they're not buying your products.
Ooh.
And I'm not listening or watching either.
Yeah, and they're not going to bed early either.
They're somewhere up there.
Yeah, somewhere.
So, you know, like I think anytime, like in this world, trying to force people to watch something, I think is tougher. And that's why I think there's a shift to a lot more of this native content we talk about and like getting back to product placement, sponsors wanted, just different things, and that endorsement coming from people because I think people value their time a lot more where it's like commercials are on, great, that's 2 minutes that I can check something here or do something here. And honestly, we're way too busy as a culture. Like we shouldn't need to do that, but we do. So
yeah, I concur.
I struggle with TV, but I also struggle with a lot of the new ways of advertising too, like YouTube pre-roll.
Booyah, YouTube.
Booyah.
Man, if I was a YouTuber though, and I was like selling things to 1-year-olds, that's a market that's not tapped.
Stop forcing me to watch YouTube ads, you stupid companies that won't let me skip.
Right, you should be the content behind the YouTube ad.
Oh my god. And also stop taking your commercials and just throwing them on YouTube and forcing me to watch for it. I don't. I just like do something else.
Oh, I feel like we need like a whole other show for this. Like this is, like
we'll leave it at that.
The veins bulge in your head.
We'll leave it at that.
So I was listening to the radio today, whoa, like blast from the past, and they talked about some Waski Wawa is coming back.
Waskimo! This is really only, I think, for you longtime Virginians.
Hold on, can you spell Waskimo? Because I can't.
Waskimow, I think?
This is a thing that we're like, hey, because people are jazzed about Waskimo, and I'm like,
Waskimo.
oh, Waskimo.
Waskimo. You're struggling. Yeah, it's fine. You grew up in Calgary. Waskimo was like a big outdoor winter festival back when I was a kid, and I kind of like vaguely remember it because I think it ended in the early 2000s, but it really had its heyday like in the late 90s. But they're bringing it back on Family Day in Regina, and there's going to be tons of stuff happening at it. Sorry, our producer's giving the Times trying to distract us. Friggin' Mark. God, I hate that guy.
You'll never see him. You'll never see him on the show.
See him.
Maybe his hand one day.
It's probably because of the death threats I know would just like
Like from
crazy.
the commenters?
Yeah, well, because he's always trying to, like, 25 minutes down. Thanks, Mark.
Okay, so,
Well,
but
that's it.
getting back to the Waski Wawa,
Yeah.
like, I heard, like, there's some outhouse racing at this thing, like...
I know.
I
some of the
swear
guys
they
behind
said
it, yeah.
outhouse racing.
There is outhouse racing. There's a lot of things. You got to check it out. Just Google Waskimo.
Like, do we have to bring our own outhouses and race
I don't know
them?
how it works. I haven't got all the details. You know what? I'm actually... It's funny, going on the radio tomorrow with one of the main guys behind it, Jim Aho, former boss, awesome guy. We're going on community radio to talk about entrepreneurship. Something fun. I'm going to get a few more details, but it is on Family Day, and here's what I struggle with is sometimes in Regina we get hard on Regina for not doing things, and then when something like this comes up, we don't even give it a shot. And it's like, we've got people behind this that are doing a lot to put this on. They've already raised $25,000 in corporate sponsorship.
Whoa.
They're looking for an extra $5,000 from the community. I personally, from my company, donated $100 today towards it. But they're trying to raise $5,000. But I want to see more of this stuff happen. And even if we go to it and it's decent, the next year it's going to be better because we're going to give them feedback and we're going to get more of these events. But a lot of times people are like, nothing's going on in Regina. Something is going on in Regina. Let's get behind it and give it a shot. A lot of fun outdoor stuff. Family Day weekend.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Who are we going to call? Waskiwawa.
Next time. No, we're going to remix that.
No, seriously, I'm going to go to this, like, growing up in Calgary and Saskatoon and not having any sort of concept. But when you said porta potty racing, I'm like, I got to see this. I got to see this.
It is going to be safer than the previous version. This is Waskimo 2.0. Waskimo 1.0 they had like these motorcycles racing on the ice, and one may have gone through a barrier and hit a guy in the face with a tire.
Whoa.
But it's much safer now. The funny part of that story is that was before cell phones. So somebody had to like run across a creek in 5 feet of snow to get somewhere to make a phone call to call emergency because isn't that a bizarre thing? Like now, like something happens, like, okay, who of your 50 people are going to pull out your phone and call 911? But like, I wonder how many more people's lives are saved because of the immediacy of the call, as opposed to like having to find a payphone. Although there was one on every corner, but
remember, actually, I saw a payphone in not Vancouver. It was Winnipeg in their new football stadium. I almost took a picture of it to be like, oh right,
those things.
A payphone.
Well, remember even like phone booths?
No, I don't.
I know you do. Giveaways. What do we need to get back to? Remember, we're giving away these mugs because we tried to before, and Christelle Eddy didn't care about them. So too bad, Christelle.
Yeah, and if you're a commenter and you have the best comment of the week, and best is a very subjective phrase that we'll decide collectively, we'll give you a Brewed Awakening gift card, which is worth, as we say every week, 1.5 drinks at Brewed Awakening.
Absolutely, 10 bones.
So thanks for tuning in. Like, this is the Justin and Greg show, T-Jags. Use hashtag. We actually need to implore you to share the show and get the word out there. We want to make this show as best as we can. We want to promote Regina. We want to promote good things, including you and your causes as well. So help us out. Let us know how we can improve.
Absolutely.
But more importantly, share the show so that everyone can tell us.
And maybe if you have somebody you're like, oh, so-and-so would love the show, even if I hate it, share the show, tag them in it, and let them know this show is awesome.
Yeah, or share the show and say, this show sucks. Watch the show and tell me it sucks too. Because then I get an extra view and I can be like, hey, Justin, look at all these views coming in here.
Do you know what is maybe the best part of today's show, though?
I don't know.
This shirt. You guys see this?
Speaking
this is
of
amazing.
sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are cow udders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wore this purely because it is my wife's least favorite shirt in the entire world. So I thought I would show it off. It's kind of amazing. Valley Village. Remember that place?
It's memorable, right? What do they say? What does Kim Kardashian say? We already said it once. There's no bad press.
Like, no bad press.
This is bad press.
Perfect.
This is not going to go well. So,
anyway, thanks you guys.
Thanks
Tuning in. Jags episode 5 in the books. Share it.
Yeah, we're working.